Hey guys, how's it going? It's Scott with Everyday Home Repairs, and today I want to show you how to fix an issue that came up on an inspection report that we have. So we're trying to sell this older house, and one of the things that popped up was the boot on the electrical mast that has your main lines coming into the house is worn out. So it's dried out, it's starting to crack, and it's been requested to be replaced by the buyer. The challenge when dealing with a mast such as this compared to just a pipe, let's say for your vent, for your plumbing, the plumbing you can just fit a new boot over, no problem, pretty quick project. But this one, because you don't want to have to undo those lines and go through all the trouble to slip down a new boot, you need a different solution. So what I'm going to use is a product that's made for these type of jobs, and it has a zip seal on the front so you can work it around the mast, and then it will seal once you have everything in place, and you'll crimp this together, or you can add some additional sealant if you want to, but it's not necessarily if it's installed correctly. So overall it should be a pretty easy install, but let me walk you through the steps just in case this is the same type of project you're approaching at your house. Starting off, we'll just use a flat pry bar, and we're going to break free the sealant at the front edge of 2 to 3 rows of shingles above the boot. Then I'll show you one example of prying up the nails. So I go under, work the nail loose, and then pry up the nail, making sure I don't damage the shingles. It's very easy just to pop the nail through the shingle, but that's not what you want to do. So you want to take your time. It does take me quite a bit longer because I'm just a DIY guy. I am by no means a professional roofer, which I'm not fooling anybody. All right, so now we got the one row removed, and I'll take the 4 nails out from the boot, grab my razor blade, and then take that old boot off. Now taking the new one, I have a 2.5 inch diameter pipe, so I'm going to use the 2 3/8 by 3 inch. This is very easy to remove, but I'll just use some micro side cutters and take my time. Again, this is going to be the main seal to the pipe, so you want to make sure you don't damage it, or you'll just be running back to the store to grab a new one. Now once I have that removed, I'll go ahead and dry fit this, just making sure everything's lining up and I'm getting a good seal, which I am. Now I'll secure the boot in place with 3 nails, and remember those nails will be covered up by the shingles once I put them back into place. But since the boot is a little bit larger than the one I removed, I'm just going to mark it side to side with the micro side cutters, and then I'm going to measure 2.5 inches up, mark it with the nail, and then use my tin snips. Probably not the right tool for the job here, but they do work fairly well, but they'll dull up your tin snips if you do that too much. And then just trim that a little bit more. Then we'll go ahead and put that back under and make sure everything lines up, which it does. So I'll start putting some nails back into place on the row that we removed. And then taking the little clamps, this is what will actually seal up that zip seal on the boot. So just using the linesman's pliers, you can crimp those along the lines. And now because this is right on the edge of my roof line, I do need to trim it up a bit right at the end to make it flush with the shingles. And then I'll secure the bottom edge with 4 nails. Now, since we broke the sealant loose on 3 rows, I'm using some roof and flashing sealant to just seal all the shingles back down to make sure we don't have any issues with leaking later on. That's it for the install. And remember, whenever you're working near electrical, especially your main electrical mast, be careful, take caution, and if you're not comfortable, do not approach these projects. Now, the only additional sealing I did seal up those 4 nail holes that were exposed at the bottom of the zip seal. Now, where do you get these? I couldn't find them at my big box store, so down in the description, you'll find the link to Amazon if you got a couple days to wait for shipping. If not, I did find them at the ABC Supply in my area, which is the local supply shop for most of the roofing supplies to the professionals in the area. So they will probably have it if you run by there as well. And then if you have any comments, if you do it differently, or you just have questions for your scenario, jump down in the comments and engage. Always appreciate your guys' feedback. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you take off, as we have multiple videos coming out per week to help you with repairs and improvements around the house. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.